What's going on, guys? I'm back with another 31 Days of Halloween review, and today we're going to be doing an absolute classic, GhostBusters. After the members of a team of scientists lose their cushy positions at a university in New York City, they decide to become Ghostbusters to wage high-tech battle with the supernatural for money. They stumble upon a gateway to another dimension, a doorway that will release evil upon the city. The Ghostbusters must now save New York from complete destruction. When it comes to the story, there's just so many great things about it, from the originality, how playful it is, the overall concept, and so much more. Maybe I'm just thinking too deep into it, but when you really think about it, this sort of film usually is taken very seriously, where it tries to scare the daylights out of you with the concept of tracking down evil spirits. But this film takes that concept and twists it, creates something of its own, while using top-notch comedy interwoven in nearly every scene, and coupled with great conflict to keep things as fresh as can be. There's just so much life to this film, where it knows exactly what it is, but it also appeals to the whole family as well. I grew up with this flick, but I will say it ages much better when you're older, where some of the comedy can resonate better with a more mature mind. When it comes to the characters, they're most likely the backbone to the film for my money. The casting director did such a good job casting this team of comedians, for the most part, where they would have such a hard time casting a better group nowadays, where you can see that in the later installments. The acting was pretty much top of the bill, especially when it came to our lead group, where they all had distinguished personalities, yet combined together very well. They all were super charming and had great chemistry with one another, being a really easy group to root for. Bill Murray as Peter Venkman was definitely the best of the bunch, where he got all the best lines, having great delivery to those lines as well, while bouncing off everyone seamlessly. He's definitely the outlier of the group, but certainly meshed well with everybody, giving this group a good sort of an edge.
Oh, nice shooting, Tex!
Harold Ramis as Egon was definitely the brains of the operation, where he came off the most collective of the bunch, bringing this necessary wit to the group. Where Murray can bring that sort of edge to the group, Ramis brings that grounding aspect to balance everything out.
Do you have any hobbies?
I collect spores, molds, and fungus.
When it came to the side characters, for me, Rick Moranis as Louis Tully absolutely stole the show. He was extremely funny, being such a nice addition to the characters. His character very easily could have been a distraction or ruined the pacing of the film, but his character fit so well with what they were going for, adding this great source of light to the group, if you will.
I'm gonna have a shower.
And the other star that shined bright, as always, was Sigourney Weaver as Dana Barrett, where I thought she brought the best out of Bill Murray. Their chemistry worked so well together, leading to a really fun climax. Behind the scenes, she also had a big hand in how some of her scenes played out, adding another great layer to this group of characters. As for the writing, it was flat out exceptional. The script was super rich and witty, while also being very funny. There were so many bits of banter throughout, helping you get more invested into the characters, and also countless one-liners from Bill Murray that land nearly every single time. I also found it pretty cool that 2 out of our 4 Ghostbusters actually wrote the film, and Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis, with the help of Ivan Reitman as well, where you could tell they knew exactly what they wanted out of the script. The technical aspects of the film worked so well, with a good mix of different effects were all well handled. The practical effects were awesome and damn near groundbreaking for the time, while also having this good mix of special and practical effects. They also used some very cool puppets as well, where the monsters had such a playful, creative, and memorable designs. Usually I have at least a few things that sort of bring the movie down, but with this one, I have all but 2 things, more like 1.5. But the first negative I have, unfortunately, is with Dan Aykroyd as Ray Stantz and Eddie Hudson as Winston Zeddemore. It's not like they were bad by any stretch, but they don't really get a lot of screen time or personal time to shine, where to me, they kind of fell to the wayside and almost felt like afterthoughts. I don't think they should have been scrapped from the film at all, but just a little bit more attention to tighten up the group as a whole would have been a nice touch. And the last issue I had, which isn't that big of a deal when you talk about a film that's 40 years old, is the effects. It's basically needless to say, some of the special effects and green screen work doesn't really hold up today, where some of the shots can be a bit distracting, but there really was only a few, and they were captured for about 2 seconds at a time, so it doesn't really hold the film down much. Overall, Ghostbusters is a timeless classic. There are just so many great things about this film, like the score, the music soundtrack, the characters, the effects, and everything else in between, that appeals to everyone of all ages. It gets a very solid 8 out of 10 from me. Let me know what you think of Ghostbusters in the comments below, and let me know what film you'd like to see me review next. See you guys on the next one.